Hey Preschool 2 friends, it's Teacher Annette. I was looking around my apartment today and I realized something. A lot of the things, well, everything in my apartment is made up of one or more shapes. Have you ever looked around your house and noticed that there's shapes in your house? Maybe they don't look exactly like the shapes that you see people draw, but there are so many shapes around us and so many different types of shapes that I thought it would be fun if we could go on a shape scavenger hunt today. What do you say? Well, this is how we're gonna play. I have some shape cards here, just like our number cards, except with shapes on them. And I want to go through them with you so we can name the shapes and know which shapes that we're looking for around our houses. And if you want, you can make a list of the shapes. You can draw them while we're going through them. I made a list on my whiteboard. They're not perfect shapes, but that's okay because I did my best. So maybe they don't look exactly the same. Like maybe my star looks a little different, but that's okay. I did my best and I know what the shape is, so that's what matters. So I made a list on my whiteboard. You can make one on paper if you'd like, and you can draw the shapes. So this is my scavenger hunt checklist, and it's a checklist because when I find something, I'm gonna put a check next to it. Or you could do an X on it, or you could scribble it out. It's up to you. You can do whatever you like. Or you could even erase your shapes like we did with our rhyming words. But I want to keep seeing my shapes, so I'm going to do a check mark or an X, okay? All right, so let's start going through our shapes and naming them. So here we have a circle. And we know it's a circle because it's one round line that doesn't stop, and it's the same size all around. So that's our first shape, is a circle. Okay. And then our next shape is an oval. Now you have to be careful with ovals and circles because they look alike, but they're different. Can you tell what the difference is between the circle and the oval? If you look closely, the oval is a little longer and a little skinnier than the circle. So it's not even on all sides. It's not the same size all around. It's still one round continuous line, but these two sides are different from these two sides. But on the circle, they're all the same. And no matter which way you turn the circle, it still looks the same. But if you turn the oval, it might look like this. So be careful. These ones will try and trick you, but you know, you're smart. So be careful because these ones will try and trick you. But remember, you can use your smart thinking skills, your smart brain, to see the difference. All right. And ovals are a little harder to draw, but that's okay. It's okay. As long as you know what it is. Our next shape is, what is this shape? It's a square. And we know it's a square because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 points and 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And they're all the same size. So we have our square. All right, and then next, our next shape is, it's a rectangle. And we know it's a rectangle because unlike a square, it's a little different from a square because a rectangle has 2 long lines and 2 short lines. But what about the square? Yeah, the square has the same size sides all around. Kind of like our circle and oval. Oh. And just like the circle and oval, we can turn the square on any of its 4 sides and it doesn't change shape and it doesn't look different. But if we turn a rectangle around, it might look like this. Maybe you've seen things that are kind of like this shape. And sometimes we call this shape an oblong, or we say that something is oblong. But we'll use the word rectangle and rectangular, okay? So we have our square and our rectangle. They both have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And they both have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. But remember, don't let it trick you. Just like the circle and the oval, the square, all the sides are the same size. And with the rectangle, 2 sides are long and 2 sides are short. All right. Our next shape is a triangle. Now, there's a lot of different triangles. Sometimes they might be really skinny, or they might be really big, or they might have, they might fit a different way. So how can we tell that a triangle is a triangle? Well, we can count its points, 1, 2, 3, and we can count its sides, 1, 2, 3, and we know, oh, we have 2 slanted sides and 1 flat side, so that must be a triangle. And if you turn a triangle, sometimes it looks like this. Have you ever seen this kind of triangle? Yeah, sometimes there's flags that look like this. And what about this kind? Yeah, we might see this kind of shapes on maybe a button or a pennant, which is another kind of flag, but it hangs like this. Or maybe it's this way. But they're all triangles, and even if our triangle maybe looks a little more like, let's see, maybe looks a little more like that, it's still a triangle. And you know how we can remember how many points a triangle has, how many sides? Tri in triangle means 3, and angle means the way that the sides point. So there are 3 sides at it, and 2 of them are at an angle. All right, let's do our last few shapes. So our next one is a star. And we know that stars like this aren't the same as the stars we see in the sky, and sometimes even these stars look a little different, but that's okay. So we're looking for a star that kind of looks like this one, that looks like more of a drawing and not like the ones that we see in the sky at night. All right, and then we have a heart. Oh, I bet you've seen this shape a lot on maybe Valentine's Day cards or stickers, or maybe you like to draw hearts, or maybe you do hearts with your hands, Or maybe you draw hearts in the air. Oh, now this one might be a little hard to find too, but we'll do our best. And I also have a diamond. Now this one, now didn't we say that our square has 1, 2, 3, 4 points and 1, 2, 3, 4 sides that are all the same size? So how can this one also be like that? How can this one also have 4 points and 4 sides that are all the same sides, but it's not a square? Well, I wonder what would happen if we... Oh my goodness. It looks like this kind of diamond is just a square that's kind of tilted on its one of its points. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right. So, those are our shapes. And let me show you my whiteboard list again, and we'll go over them real quick. So circle, triangle, square, rectangle, heart, oval, diamond, and heart. All right. So those are the shapes that we're looking for. And sometimes, I forgot to tell you, but sometimes a diamond is called a rhombus, especially if they're more skinny than our diamond here, if they have skinnier sides. Now this is the part where you get to decide how you want to do your shape hunt. You can either pause the video right now and take your shape list and go look around your house for all of these shapes to find at least one thing of each shape as well as you can, or you can keep watching the video and do your shape hunt afterwards, or you can pause it after each shape and then find it. If you're a little confused, that's okay. You can keep watching and I'll explain it more as we go. If you can't find all the shapes, it's okay. I was getting a little frustrated and sad because I was having a hard time finding something that was heart-shaped. But then I remembered, it's okay if I can't find all of it. What matters is that I tried. And it's okay if maybe it doesn't look exactly like the heart on our shape list. Maybe it looks a little different. Or maybe it just kind of reminds you of a heart. That's okay too. Okay, so if you want to do your shape hunt now, grab your shape list. Here's mine. And you can pause it right now. So if you're done, if you left to go look around your house and now you're coming back, hi, welcome back. If you just decided to keep watching the video and do it with me, or to do it afterwards, that's okay too. So I'm gonna start. I did my shape hunt before I started the video. So I have all my stuff right here and I wanna go through it with you. And then I want you to tell me if you already found something, what did you find? All right, so I'm gonna shuffle up my shape cards because I don't wanna go in the same order. I want to be a little surprised about which things I'm going to show you first. The first shape is still my circle. So, did you find anything that was a circle in your shape hunt? Do you want to go find something that's a circle right now? If you do, you can pause the video and go look and then come right back. So I'll show you what I found that was a circle. And I was able to find 2 of each shape. So these are the things that I found. The first thing I found was this coin. Do you know what kind of coin this is? And turn it around so you can see the picture on the back. This is called a nickel. It's worth 5 cents. That's 5 pennies, which are 1 cent each. And I found this nickel with some of my change. So this is a circle. And I also found some tortillas. These are corn tortillas, which are my favorite, and I love making tacos with them. So these are also a bunch of circles in one big pack. And there's a circle on the front, and inside of it is a Mexican flag, but with a ear of corn instead of the eagle. So those were my circles. What did you find? So those are my circles. That's what I found for the circles. So remember, I'm going to mark off the circle because I found those. You know what? That is hard to see. So I'm just going to exit out so I know that I found that shape. All right. Let's see what our next shape is. A triangle. So if you want to go look for something in your house that's a triangle, you can pause the video right now. And what I found for a triangle, remember I found 2 things for everything. So I found one of my makeup brushes, and you know, it may not look very much like a triangle right now, but remember when we said that you could turn a triangle upside down or on its side? Well, if you turn it upside down, it looks a little more like the triangle on our card. And of course this isn't part of it, but that's okay. It's okay if it's just part of another shape. You know what else this reminds me of? When I turn it like this, it kind of looks like a broom, huh? So that's one of my triangles. And then I found a bag clip from my kitchen. Now, it's not a perfect triangle, but you can still kind of see how it's a triangle, right? So, like I said, it doesn't have to be a perfect shape. As long as you can see the shape in it, that's okay. All right, let's move on to our next shape. Oh, all right, so let's mark off. What did you find around your house that's shaped like a triangle? All right, ready for our next shape? The next one is a star. So if you want to go look for if you want to go look for a star right now, go ahead and pause the video. And I'm actually going to put this on the board so that we remember what it looks like. And what I found for stars is I have a jar full of origami stars that one of my friends made me a long time ago. And it's kind of hard to see, but can you see these little stars? There are so many of them, and some of them are shiny. And I forgot I had these until I went and looked for them. Well, that one's a little out of shape. And I have all these stars in this jar here with some dice. And can you see them? So that was something I found for a star. And then I couldn't find anything else that was a star. And I was starting to get really frustrated. I was starting to feel really kind of angry, but also kind of sad. But then I remembered, it's okay if I find something that's not a perfect star, or it's okay if I just don't find anything at all, because that happens sometimes. But then I found these stickers. But these are flowers, right? So how can they be star-shaped? If you look at them, so that's our star. Remember, it has the 5 points. And if you look at the flower, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points too. And so do these two. So sometimes even flowers can be star-shaped. All right. So that's our star. Oh, what did you find that was star-shaped? If you didn't find anything, that's okay. But if you did, awesome. So let's X out our star. And then we're gonna go on to our next shape. And our next shape is a square. All right, if you want to go look for your square, pause the video now. So for the square, I found some sticky notes, and I found this one in my kitchen, a cake pan. Or if you want to make like some banana bread in there, ooh, that would be good. Or cornbread. And this one is a square too. Were you able to find some squares in your house? So if you did, you can X out the square with me. Oh, how many shapes do we have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many have we done already? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have 8 shapes in all. All right, let's see what our next shape is. Our next shape is a rectangle. If you'd like to go look for your rectangles or your rectangle, go ahead and pause the video right now. So what I found for rectangles, I found this box of baking soda, and I like to use these to keep my fridge and my freezer smelling good, to take away the smell, because baking soda is good at taking away icky smells. And it almost looks like a square, but what's different about it? These two sides are longer than these two. So it may not be the same length as our rectangle, and it may be a little bigger, a little wider, but it's still a rectangle. And I also found an ice pack. And this one's not frozen, but you know, you use these to put in your lunchbox, or sometimes maybe you use them to help treat an ouchie, like if you get hurt, if you aren't feeling very good. Maybe sometimes someone wraps this in a towel for you, and it's nice and cool, and it makes you feel a little better. So this one is also a rectangle. What did you find for a rectangle in your house? So let's cross it out if we found something. 3 more shapes. This is our next shape. Change out the card. It's an oval. So we have an oval. Now remember, these aren't exactly like circles. These are a little longer. So I found some crackers. And let me open them up so you can see one of the crackers up close. Oh, I really like these crackers. They're very good. You see how it's like our oval? It's a little straighter on these sides. So maybe it's more of an oblong shape. Now this one is straight on these sides and not round like this oval. So it's kind of like a rectangle and an oval together, right? Sometimes we put two shapes together to make another one. I wasn't able to find another oval, but that's okay. Oh, wait a second. I see something. Do you see it? Look at this. My mirror, bring it up, is an oval. Oh, I didn't even think about that. So I did find two ovals. So let's cross the oval out. What did you find? Maybe you found an egg, because when I teach my preschoolers about the oval, everybody always thinks about an egg because it does look like an egg. Eggs are very much an oval. All right, are we ready for our next shape? We have a heart. So if you would like to go look for anything in your house that's shaped like a heart right now, if you'd like to go look for something that's heart-shaped in your house, you can pause the video right now. And what I found are some stickers. I have so many heart stickers, but these are the big ones that I have. And you know how my second star wasn't exactly a star, that it was a flower? Well, I was also getting frustrated not being able to find more hearts that weren't stickers. But then I looked in my kitchen and I noticed something. Look at the front of this piece of fruit. This is a nectarine, and this is actually called a white nectarine because the inside is white. And there are yellow ones too. But a lot of fruits have this kind of shape. What does it kind of remind you of? To me, it looks like a heart. So remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be a little different. Were you able to find anything heart-shaped in your house? So let's cross our heart out. And now we have one shape left. And what shape was this? A diamond. If you'd like to go look for something in your house that's diamond shaped, go ahead and press pause right now. And you know, when I went looking for these shapes, I couldn't find anything that looked like a diamond, that looked like this. But then I remembered that if I turn my squares on one of their points, what do they become? Diamonds. So I guess I kind of did find a diamond. Did you? All right. That's our last shape. If you went on the shape hunt before we went through all of our shapes together, awesome. If you paused the video after every shape and you went and looked for stuff along with me, also awesome. And if you want to go on your shape hunt now after you've seen all the shapes, that's also a really good idea. And you can even look for shapes outside. You can look for them anywhere you go. There are so many shapes in our world. And sometimes you'll find that just like my fan brush, my makeup brush, just like the cracker, and just like the nectarine, that sometimes shapes look a little different, or there's two shapes that are one new shape. And it's just so cool to be able to look around and find things that are different shapes, or maybe two shapes in one or more. Actually, I have some lotion here that it's kind of like a rectangle and it's kind of like a triangle, but it also has a circle. Huh. It has so many shapes in it. Or even my glasses. They're kind of square, but they're also kind of circular, but they're also kind of trapezoids. Trapezoids, I didn't show you, but a trapezoid is another shape. Oh, there are so many different shapes that aren't even here. That looks like this. It has a long line on the bottom, two lines angled up like a triangle, but unlike a triangle, it's flat on top. And if I turn my glasses upside down, they kind of look like round trapezoids, right? But they also kind of look like ovals and circles and squares. So there are so many shapes in our world that are made up of more than one shape, or maybe they're shapes that we haven't learned yet. And I really hope that now you can start to find the shapes all around you in your world. Thank you so much for going on this shape scavenger hunt with me. It was so much fun. And if you haven't done your scavenger hunt yet, or you're going to do another one, then I hope you have so much fun. Bye.